Hey guys, welcome to Mogul Makings episode number 10. Yeah, speaking live. So,
let's just jump
gents,
to 10.
let's just jump into
Why not?
Yeah,
Why not? Change the rules.
yeah.
Change the rules.
My son's teacher I was just talking to my son's teacher just now.
Yeah.
Parents meeting.
Oh.
And yeah, she was like, "Hey man, your son is a genius, man. You know, like he talks really great. You know, it's just that I don't like his understanding of math yet, right?
Okay.
It's like he really just doesn't care about numbers." And I'm like, man, I mean, we never did when we were kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are those kids who really have parents who discipline them very well.
Yeah.
To say, "Hey man, finish your math."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't really want to
never
do
had
that to
that.
him.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, yeah, be a kid, man. You're gonna get to math. Just don't be good at math yet. Be bad. Be as bad as possible.
You'll
right?
get there.
Yeah, you'll get there. You know,
be sloppy.
be sloppy.
There's
Yeah.
this other kid though.
It's allowed when you grade 1.
And perfectionism is a trap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like there's a lot of people that,
Yeah.
you see, if maybe we would have, okay, we took way too long to do this
Yeah.
because we're waiting for perfect, which is a trap.
Yeah.
You understand? Conditions are. There's actually a quote that I like. It's by Tim Ferriss.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the book The 4-Hour Work
The
Week?
4-hour work week. I read it.
You read it. There's
Yeah.
a quote in it that says, "Conditions are never perfect.
Yeah.
If something is important to you and you have this thing ever, you want to do it eventually.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Yes.
Like if you have that serious urge to say, you know what? Eventually, I want to be a businessman. Eventually, I want to make money. Eventually, I wanna do this. Maybe eventually, I want to quit smoking. Eventually, I want to do this.
Yeah.
If it's
Why can't
important
you make
to
eventually now?
Nah.
Yes.
You see.
Yeah.
I really like that. I really like that because there's this quote that I once came across, and it said, and it also comes back to one of the lessons that I've learned in business is that start before you're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming back to conditions, sometimes we wait to for the right conditions, or we're waiting for the right moment, or but there's always that thing that we're waiting for.
Sometimes we just like lying to ourselves.
Yeah.
Absolute.
That's a problem with
Absolute.
information overload, right?
Yeah.
Like you gather so much information about something, subject, that you
End up not doing it.
and it becomes complicated.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You have
yeah.
complicated steps, whereas the first step was easy, right? You don't have to swallow the whole thing at once.
Yeah.
So someone always says, how do you finish an elephant?
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time, of course,
One
right?
bite at a time.
Yeah. So, in a sense, you're not gonna go, try and build a company and all the structures and systems in one day.
Overnight.
So
no,
true.
no.
Right? Yeah.
There's no such thing as an overnight success.
And you know what we have?
Yeah.
You always come back to the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Like that, there's a mentor of mine that I follow online. You guys should check out this guy's earlier videos, Seth Godin.
Yeah,
know
Seth
Seth
Godin.
Godin?
I love Seth
Yeah,
Godin.
Seth
I mean, he
Godin.
has a lot of great books.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have quite a collection of his books. as well.
His books are great. Exactly. That's the guy you would quote in this very
Linchpin,
instance,
yeah.
right? Because I mean, from him, I was learning how do you write so many volumes and volumes in such a small span of time,
Yeah.
right? And everything that he has written, right? It really makes a lot of sense, right?
resonates.
It's not like he had an AI program that was just like, okay, finish off the rest, type of thing, right? Which is what writers
Yeah.
are doing nowadays.
Yeah.
AI is just like helping them with the grammar, with everything,
Yes,
right?
true.
So you find that you have a perfect book, but it was written by a computer,
Yeah.
right? So Seth, I was just really blown away by his, because I did journalism in my first year, right?
And he was a book publisher as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
So-
I was.
So his job is just to put books together for
Yeah.
for people.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
they would find a topic, then he would go and research it and put a book together for that. Maybe that's why it's helping him out now in his later
yeah,
career.
yeah.
You understand? This guy,
Plus, he's Jewish as well.
Yeah, that
You know, Jewish folks. I mean, like
the mindset.
Yeah, sometimes they'll tell you
It's a grooming.
whenever you say Jewish folks are ruling the world, it's anti-Semitism, right?
Yeah.
But when you go out
When you see
to the top, you're like, hey man, why are there so many Jews out here, right? It's just,
and you wouldn't know.
yeah.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
True, sir.
Jews had really great principles to start off with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They all had, everything was kosher.
And I was this close to, I even bought the
That-
thing.
Oh yeah? What do they call it?
Oh, you were gonna do Hanukkah? You're gonna
What do they call those? I forgot. I have like I saw the other one. My kid. It's in my kids.
Yeah.
What's this? That thing? They're bad. What do you call that? Caught. It's in my
cards.
daughter's
Okay.
caught. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
where did she get this one? Those ages
Trying
ago.
to convert?
You know that there's a Little Wayne quote. I don't remember the song. It says he's rapping. There's like flow precious as diamonds. I drop Jews.
Oh,
you know
yes,
how Jews like diamonds.
that line, yes, yes.
You know that line.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah, and
good.
then I was like, hey, Jewish people.
Jewish people.
Yeah, so Seth in that the imposter syndrome, he calls it the resistance.
Yeah,
It's that voice inside your head that keeps telling you you're not ready.
yeah.
Or not now.
Yeah.
Or man, sleep it out. You'll do that thing tomorrow.
It's funny actually. The mind works like that in terms of because the mind most likes comfortability. Anything that is uncomfortable, the mind like just automatically tries to block.
The mind is
Yeah.
built for safety. It's built to keep you safe.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that's why the more you read, right, the more information you retain, the more you know about the subject, the harder it is to try anything creative about it, right? So sometimes it's great to just jump into industries
Just
blindfolded.
Yeah.
I mean, you did your due diligence as a business, right?
Yeah.
Your business, that's enough, right? When you start a business, you're like, losses will be there, right? Wins will be there, and sometimes I'll have break even. You've already made peace with that, right?
And I was reading
That's as simple as that, you know.
This other article was actually talking about that people that are not like from an industry that are very successful in it.
Yeah.
We call them outsiders.
Yeah.
Like me now, I didn't have a real estate background. I didn't even go to school for real estate.
Yeah.
But I was an outsider. That's why I
Of
could
course.
see the game
Yeah.
differently
Absolutely.
than the people that are in it. You understand?
Yeah, it makes
like
sense.
now the acquisitions thing. I'm not from a private banking background, but I see it different. You know why? I'm not clouded by jargon and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
My thing is it's simple. I want to do this.
Yeah.
I buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
I buy low,
Everybody-
sell high. You
There was
understand?
a study done on graduates and scholars, right?
Yeah.
To see why it is that PhD students never really pursue any innovative work in their
that-
industry.
yeah.
Right? But mostly they just go into research, right? Whereas research just consumes them, and it's like it gets them to a content place.
Yeah, it's called who's this? Vusi Tembekwayo
Yeah.
calls it, and then they go what intellectual masturbation.
Yes.
Then what they do is they just find joy in just talking
Yeah.
jargon.
Talking jargon,
No,
yeah.
it's a big words, this and that. This you understand, but
Yeah.
they're not really making any strides in the industries
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
actually have PhDs in.
Yeah.
Check out Elon Musk. Check out Elon Musk doesn't have a rocket science degree or something like that.
Absolutely.
But now he's doing great things. He doesn't even have an auto mechanic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does he have? He doesn't.
I mean,
know.
Elon did the right thing. You know, he
Yeah.
went for an MBA, and I
Yeah.
feel like MBAs are the next best thing if you really want to be an entrepreneur that doesn't want to be, too invested in the technicalities of whatever field you're going into, right? So when you have an MBA, it doesn't even take that long. It's like, okay, I just want to study 2 years, 1 year. I want to be out of here, right? And I really want to get one of those high-paying jobs. If you want a job,
if
right?
you want to go that
that route.
What do you think? Like personally, what's your preference? Like, what would you say is better, in your opinion, between education and street smarts?
I would say a little bit of both. I've seen street smart guys who really fail to see the bigger vision, right? I mean, they're able to collect wealth, right, but only sufficient for themselves, and it's really just a comfort zone, another comfort zone, right? If you think you're street smart, maybe you need to reassess, what your definition of smart is, because smart, right, has no limits. It's like smart is always on its toes, trying to do new things, outdo itself, outdo my past self type of thing, right? So when you're street smart, oh man, you already know what to do, right? You can get anything pretty much out of anybody, right? You have a great negotiating skill, right? Being book smart itself, it's even more. It's even more obvious.
I think
obvious,
to a certain extent, book smart. Yeah. Because I feel like if you're book smart, you tend to want to play by the rules, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to a certain extent, you also need to know how to bend the rules.
Yeah.
A person who is street smart, I believe, they are not held back by the knowledge that they would have gained from books.
Yeah.
So all of the things that maybe as a book smart person that maybe you'll see like certain red flags.
Yeah.
A street smart person will only see opportunity.
Yes.
That's true.
And they'll be able to capitalize on that.
I don't even like that term. Like, hey, what are you doing? I get hustle, yeah. Like hustling feels like it's undirected. It feels like you don't have a plan. It feels like you don't have a vision, a target that you're going towards. You understand? I think when it comes to being book smart, I'm an advocate for learning. I'm not an advocate for education. So I don't really value going to university. I don't really value getting a certificate, because that's it's not learning, it's just credentialing. People go there to get the certificate, but they didn't learn anything. They just got credentialed. Like, okay, now you can go and call yourself an artisan. Now you can go and call yourself I'm a guy that thinks be self-taught. Like self-learning is the best.
I'll let you know how I got my Microsoft certificate, right? Developer, right? Easy, I built something for them.
You made
right? They're meritocracy, right? If you can do it, right, then give you the merit. You deserve the merit, right? So when you build an app,
you know why it's like that. Bill Gates is also an outspoken proponent of learning as opposed to going to school. So that's why they say Bill Gates was probably the first billionaire for people to say, no, that guy dropped out of university.
Let me tell you, Bill Gates bought Leonardo da Vinci's notebook. Right? See that notebook that everybody wanted to get their hands on. $6 million, I think. It was quite a lot of money to pay just for a notebook, right? But the notebook, right? If you think about the man himself, right? Here's a guy. Mother was a slave, right? I told her, in my perspective, right? I felt like this guy was a colored dude, because everybody's like curly hair. Mother was a slave, dad was a white guy, right? So him being a colored dude, he was really excluded out from the formal education system, right? And he just took it upon himself to do learning, right? To really start learning and self-drive until he's able to get to that place where the things that he really wants to do, right, are done excellently and really well. And I think in South Africa we have this recognition of prior learning, UNISA, right, which is great. I mean, you can just go there, have a look at all the unit standards from the SAQA website, right? Everything that really is interesting that you already have a set of skills in, right? And you're able to get an assessor and a moderator, people who are actually gonna help you get credits, right, for the knowledge that you already have, right, without actually going through any formal institutions.
That's really impressive.
And that's why a lot of white kids, right,
they go through those channels.
Apprenticeships, right? An apprenticeship at your mom's workplace, at your dad's workplace, and you get your qualification from your dad's workplace, right? You get your credit, right? Of course, I mean, if you want to go beyond to masters and all that, you have to be in a formal institution, like not even just UNISA, but university, right? So, but then up till, you know, your first bachelor's degree, you know, you can have an RPL assessment done for you. And usually I think you will fit in because you have experience. You have the experience, right? It's just to match that experience with the existing unit standards to say, okay, this guy is able to drill a hole. That's number one, unit standard 1, right?
Drilling a hole.
Drilling a hole. So, I mean, there's unit standards for answering calls, telephone calls, right? It's like telephone etiquette.
Yeah.
You know, they'll be like, okay, you know how to answer telephone. Here's a QF level 5 qualification for that.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, how many people are aware of such?
I think we wouldn't be so crowded in universities,
Absolutely.
right? If we knew our ability to, you know, to actually.
And being overcrowded in universities and coming out and not knowing anything.
Bro.
Yes.
No, bro, that's so
that's
disheartening, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if I wish a lot of people could tune into this episode because, bro, like, it's gonna kill a lot of our youth because we think that, like, do you know that education didn't exist 200 years ago? Like, going to school, it didn't exist. It's
the whole going to school was, you know,
when the industrial age came in, that's when school was introduced.
Yes.
Yeah. Before it was. If my dad was a farmer,
you would have to.
I would go into farming.
Yeah.
You understand? I would go into farming and we'd be very successful.
Yeah.
You understand? If your dad was maybe an engineer or a craftsman or a swordsman, you would be going into that. You would be making weapons. You would be making all of that type of thing.
I think bankers changed everything. You know?
Yeah.
They really came through.
That to bankers?
Bankers, right?
Industrial age. I credit that to factories. And
Yes.
Because then you need to learn skills. They need to get workers that need to know how to. I get it.
And funny aside, there was a school that was teaching people how to do all of those things, but they needed also a school that taught people how to be well behaved, and that's actually the school that we're left with. Just that's why when you go to school, you fail if you don't follow instructions.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you fail if the teacher says sit there and you don't sit there. You
our curriculum. I mean, but I was looking at ancient times, right? And let's just go to ancient Egypt and Kemet and all of that, right? I mean, look, a pharaoh, right? By the age of 12 years old, you are ready to step in those shoes, my guy, right? You've been so well groomed, right?
From birth.
And you were given relevant stuff, right? You
nothing that didn't concern you was fed to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
right?
we give you only the stuff that's gonna make you a king.
Yeah. So
the mindset.
I think,
bro.
And coming back to the thing of Bill Gates buying Leonardo da Vinci's notebook. Bruh, I'm a Bible guy. Look at David. David slaughters Goliath. What does he do? He goes for the head. Most people don't do that. Bruh, when you encounter somebody who's better than you, greater than you, you don't ask them for money. You wanna get inside their head.
Absolutely.
You wanna. Hence, Mogul makings. The whole thing is we wanna interview all of these guys that are bigger than us.
Touch the heart before you ask for a head.
Get it. Take their head. Like the content is in their head. It's mindset, bro.
Absolutely.
The mindset. It kills me. You know the type of question when you say, Cameron has money. You know, Koka, see what they say. They don't even ask, what does he do for a living? How did he make that money? What?
I mean, that's social conditioning.
Don't
even fight it.
We were speaking of Rudy just a few moments ago. This is a guy who owns 100+ properties. Look at what he drives. You cannot tell that he's a wealthy individual by looking at the car that he drives. But rest assured, he's got money in the bank. Serious money.
He could retire and still be good.
And if you look at it, a lot of and I don't want to make it about race,
Yeah.
but I believe that in each and every single race, there's something to learn.
Yes.
And if we looked at what we can learn as opposed to what separates us, we could be a little bit more unified, you know? So coming back to that, you look at our, like black people, our people. We are very materialistic.
Yeah.
And to a certain extent, I get where that mindset comes from.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, we've had nothing.
Yeah.
And when we come into money or wealth,
Yeah.
what's the first thing that we want to do? We want to buy all those possessions that we never had, so that whoever sees me knows that that ninja is that ninja
Change the way you
know
walk.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that. But white people, their mindset is totally different, and that's because throughout generations, they've never had to worry about.
They've never
not
had
having.
to. They've never had to prove that they don't have that they have something.
Yeah.
They never had to prove that they had something. And to be honest, I'm kind of on the fence about. Okay, there's being flashy, eh?
Yeah.
There's also like.
Expressing your interest in style.
Yeah, like there's I'm against doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't go for those cars for the cars themselves or for what other people would think about us.
Yeah.
We go for those things for in and what they make of us along the way.
Yeah.
Because the Mosa now that's driving an Audi is gonna be a totally different guy when I'm driving a Ferrari. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm elevated. The level of growth that I require,
Of course.
to be the type of guy that affords to buy a Ferrari and feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Is totally different. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's about what those things make of us along the way.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if we're not growing, also we're dying. But there's other people that do it for the wrong reason, and I see this a lot with people that stay in Gauteng.
Yeah.
They have this FOMO. They have this thing of they wanna be seen as something. And they took this thing of faking it till you make it really far.
Yeah.
And then they didn't check that. Okay, you're gonna fake it until you make it, but you need to be knocking on doors that
Just look at
you wanna
mid-rand,
get.
you know,
You need to
mid-rand
put in the
is
actual
like
work.
mid-rand, also 4As now, you know.
Yeah.
But let's just say there are guys who are living way beyond their means,
Yeah.
right? Paying a really exorbitant amount of rent.
driving cars that
You can't afford.
They can't afford, right?
Yeah.
You know.
And usually they die young because of, you know, all the stresses. I mean, honestly, like, to an extent, right? As much as people are going to appreciate you, right? You have to, like, honesty, like when they say the truth will set you free, right? The kind of honesty, when you're living an honest life, right? You tend to, you know, not make a small problem a big problem, right? I mean, you kind of live within your means, kind of do things that are really, you know.
And you tend not to make dumb decisions with money.
Yeah.
Because
you know,
if you have like I was
they say content is king. I say content is king.
So you're only as successful as in your life. How content are you with not having much? Like you could have money in the bank. You could like Rudy is a perfect example.
Yeah.
I don't know him personally. You understand?
Yeah.
So you wanna give him a shout out?
Oh, shout out to your son.
This is
to the
by
junior.
appointment only. Brewed by Rudy's son Cole.
It's a locally made. What do you call it?
It's a stout.
Yeah.
It's a sweet stout.
Yeah.
I tasted pretty much all their local beers. They're really great. There's a peanut butter beer, peanut butter stout.
Are you seeing that? How does it taste? Does it taste
I'm
like
hoping he's
peanut
gonna
butter?
add a tap here for me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dope. It's
Peanut
really
butter
dope.
stout. That's
It's
interesting.
nice. It's
Yeah.
nice. It's
Oh,
nice.
yeah?
Yeah.
Does it? Can you taste the peanut butter?
Of course you can. I mean, this is roasted malt. You know, not malt. Barley, and everything is roasted. That's why it's kind of black, right?
Okay.
The peanut butters. I'm guessing he brews with the same technique.
Yeah.
Right. I went to his brewery. I saw, you know, fresh ingredients. Everything is great. You know.
We should have Rudy on the show, by the way.
Yeah.
Because this guy.
Oh, he wouldn't hesitate.
You know, the first time I ever when I was in real estate, the first time I ever got inspired to say, yeah, you know what, yeah. I went into Rudy's office. Rudy has a collection of books. And the guy that I was working for, the guy that took me there, he was telling me like, yo, bro, this guy is so, like, his property portfolio is so impressive. Like, his property portfolio even beats most of the people. Like, he was telling me a story of, I think it's the one time they went somewhere and then they met other property investors from other, like, big towns. And then those people had some quarrels in their minds. Rudy was like, we're from Kroonstad, but we do these things.
Yes,
like,
of course,
these things, we've been doing them, and these guys from cities, they themselves, like, they...
One thing I learned about him, he doesn't, especially we always go back to imposter syndrome, right?
He doesn't feel like an imposter.
Yeah, he really, you can mention other towns, he's really not interested about that.
Yeah.
You can mention Cape Town in the conversation, man, you're not scratching the surface. But when you talk about home soil, right, and you talk about what can be done here at home soil, right, you can see, sparks and interest, right? So I think that's probably what we need as entrepreneurs, right? Young entrepreneurs, right?
For sure.
We have to...
Young black entrepreneurs.
Yeah. We have to, get rid of the imposter syndrome, first of all, right? And be able to challenge those intimidating, daunting industries.
And you know the thing about like a God-given idea. Like, a God-given idea is one of those things where you have this idea, you want to do it.
It's bigger than you.
It's bigger than you, and then you just dismiss it, but it keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Like, you dismiss it, but it keeps coming back to you. The thing about those ideas is that even if you have the imposter syndrome, like, look, a lot of people, like Miles Monroe, do you know him? That guy, that American,
the great man.
not awesome. American pastor, he was from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That guy, he had a whole thing about people that, he says the cemetery is the most rich, is the richest place on earth, because people die with all of these things, the ideas that they had.
Yeah,
I understand.
Full potential, bro.
Yeah, so the thing about the imposter syndrome is, my thing is, look, if you have that idea, you deserve to pursue it.
Of course.
And it's your, like, if we're sitting here, like, some people have the imposter syndrome, they find themselves sitting next to maybe a multi-millionaire, and then they hesitate.
Oh yes.
Or they ask dumb things, or they don't speak out because they feel like they're gonna be judged, or they feel like they're gonna do something stupid, and these guys are gonna
embarrass themselves.
My thing is, if you're there, even if you're just at Spa, bruh, and then you just bump into somebody who's big, you deserve to talk to him, because it's by faith that you're there.
Yes.
You understand? So this whole anyways, bro, you're always gonna, the first deals are for learning. I don't understand why people aren't willing to learn. Like, you know how much money I've lost in property so far? Like, a lot. That's and that, for that, it makes me relevant to talk about property. Because I've done it, I've lost money in there. You understand?
You've made mistakes,
I've made mistakes, I've learned, and then I've won, I've lost. So I qualify to be in those spaces. You understand? So if you don't have any skin in the game, in a sense that you're always feeling like you're an imposter, you lose.
True say.
You lose. There's a saying that says, if I fail more than you, I win. If you fail more than me, you win.
That's why you have to keep failing fast. Right?
Fail fast.
And have no sentiment towards your failure. I mean,
and I don't really care about my failures as well.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
I've seen people who are devastated by their failures.
They cripple people.
Like,
it will paralyze you.
People are crippled by their failures.
Bro, I was talking to my wife just the other day.
You forgot you were once a kid before you walked.
You never worry
about
that.
Fall every now and then.
True say, bro. And how many times do you stand up when you fall? As a kid, you fall about 1,000 times plus, bro. Over 1,000 times, but you keep on.
And for the most part, it's because all of us are addicted to looking good. Like it's an addiction. Like you're addicted to you're addicted to not messing up, you're addicted to people not laughing at you, you're addicted to
because when you had mistakes, like somebody gave you PTSD over everything that you did. Or you spilled milk.
Or school, school. I don't like schooling.
School did that to us.
Most people are not educated. We just have a lot of schooling. Like we just went to school a lot. We're not really educated by anything. You understand? You go to school. If you make a mistake, you fail. Schooling messed us up. Go to school. If you make a mistake, you fail. You repeat the class. In life. I go out there, I make a mistake, I learn, I even end up being better than who I was or what I was before I made the mistake.
And you keep going.
You understand? So school is like, you make a mistake, you fail. That's why we have a bunch of people stuck in jobs that they don't like. We have a bunch of people that are not trying anything. You know why? Because if you make a mistake, you fail, you stay there.
There's also that Abandubazotini syndrome.
You see that one?
And that's the thing, and I think that's I think that's the kind of relationship that we end up developing with failure. Because coming back to exactly what Moose said, if you fail a grade, you see your peers or your friends progress, and you see other people talk, I'll fail in Elon, I was in Elon. You know what I mean? And what happens like that to a certain extent that sticks with you. And even if you do pass, you still have that fear of failure. That shucks you if I feel like it's bad. And I think we need to change that. Like we really need to change how we view failure. Like there's also this other definition that says failure is false evidence appearing real. A lot of the times the things that you're afraid of, that you're in fear of, is something that never happens. So it's actually all in your head. Like I once watched an interview with Kobe Bryant, and he says what he does is, what he used to do, because it's now late, is that he would analyze his fear. Like really, like he would take his fear, put it here, and he would like analyze it and say, okay, what exactly am I really afraid of? And then he would break it down. And once he breaks it down, he gets to see that, man, this is nothing. I'm not afraid of anything.
You know what it brings me to? There's this other Seneca's letters to Lucilio. You know Seneca? He's stoic. He was stoic. So he'd write letters to his mentee. Just to mentor him and stuff like that, because they stayed in different towns. There's this other letter called I think it's 16 or 18. Where it talks about fasting and festivities. It says that when times are good, live bad. Like when times are good, when you have money, eat the cheapest things, wear the cheapest clothes, walk everywhere. It basically conditions yourself, conditions you. It says that sleep on the floor, sleep outside, even when you have a comfortable bed. You know what it does? And I practice this a lot. We're talking earlier on about me being a big risk taker now. That thing, I practiced it for a very long time. I would leave my bed, go sleep on the floor in my living room. And then I would maybe take a day or two without eating and stuff like that. And then it says, all the while, asking yourself, is this the condition that I so feared? Like, every time you do that. So now I'm not afraid to take a risk because I know that sleeping on the floor, losing everything isn't that bad. Like walking, not having a car isn't that bad. Like I'd walk from here to Pick and Pay. I used to stay in Panorama here. Walk from here to Pick and Pay, walk from there to town. My car would still be there. And then I'd say, is this the condition I so feared? People would pass you by, is this the condition that you so feared? Like even now, my sister-in-law, we're talking about that. I borrowed, like even yesterday, I borrowed her my car. I walked everywhere. My mom stays in Dainoff. I walked from Dainoff to town, from town to Dainoff, and back again to town. You understand? That thing, it helps me out in a sense. Right now, I don't care what people think about. You understand? Because I learned beforehand, and it helps you to prepare for chaos before it occurs. So if you say, is this the condition that I so feared? So when unprepared chaos, that one is called prepared chaos. You prepare for chaos before it appears. So when unplanned chaos erupts, like your car breaks, you don't sit inside the house and say, I can't go anywhere. But
That's some serious character building stuff.
It really is. It really is. I like that. I really like that.
So all of the conditions that you fear, all of the things like you're saying, like what Kobe did, all of the things that you think would destroy you
wise, man.
are nothing.
That's really wise.
You learn that all of these things that we think would be the end of us, they're actually nothing. They're actually nothing. So take risks.
Yeah.
You understand?
You actually also get to see the beauty of life. You know what I mean?
And you see,
life is in its simplicity.
What you're saying, do you know when you're walking, you see things differently from when you're driving?
So true. So true. I should know more than you guys. I've been working for a while, right? Walking. Actually, I never really was a fan of vehicles. Right? I mean, I drive, every now and then, right? But there's this thing about walking, like you just said, right? That that whole journey from there to coming here, right? Trust me, I've had so many ideas, right? Concerning whatever I'm doing, right? If I'm baking a cake, right? I have a lot of brand new ideas that I can try and put onto this cake, right? So it's part of also making you realize that time is an illusion. Right? Driving gets you there really quick. You're there, right? And the time is relative, right? The time I was walking, there was really some interesting things. I didn't even feel that journey, right?
And I got here, it does. It gets you to a point to realize that most of the things that we cherish and we like to materialize or make God-like, like your car, you make it like it's a God, mini God.
Man.
Like all of these things, but at the end of life, they're very irrelevant.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Absolutely.
But there's I know the thing is having maybe an American influence, because there's some people I've actually paid for mentorship for that are overseas and stuff like that, and I've followed a lot of people that were from that side. There's the guy that wrote Tim Ferriss, the guy that wrote the 4-Hour Work Week. You know that guy doesn't own a car.
Of course he doesn't.
Dude, if I stay in the city like Joburg,
the public transportation is amazing.
Why would you want to own a car?
Just take advantage of
it. A car is like an unnecessary expensive.
Especially now, look at the gas prices, man. You got like 9.1% inflation plus the gas prices. I mean, it's crazy, bro.
It's a very unnecessary expense. You don't need a car, you need a mode of transport.
There we go.
So if you could Uber yourself everywhere, it's actually cheaper. I have a brother of mine, he drives these polos, just a polo, these polos. He pays 7,000 every month for that car. He drives it to work every day. If I and he stays like, if I had an Uber, if I had to Uber myself to work for 30 rands to go, 30 rands to come back because he doesn't stay far from work. I'd skip on paying insurance. I'd skip on the 7,000 installment on the car. I'd also skip on the petrol and the headache. You understand? So wouldn't it be, because that was Tim Ferriss's thinking, like, okay, if I'm out of my house, if I'm out of my house for the longest time, it's when I go to board a plane, and if I take my car there, I park it there, they charge me storage for that car.
And think about it, I'm
out of the country. I'm out of the country. I'm out of the city. I flew away. Where I'm going, I'm gonna bolt everywhere. Because it's unnecessary to go and I'm gonna drive to Cape Town. I leave my car here. I drive. Why don't you just live a life where you just I'm on the plane. You assess your life. Look, there's people that need cars, but if you're not using your car as a taxi, or if you're not,
if it's financed by things that you can really do to besides that you can do without that means of transport, right? I don't see it as a necessity, right? But of course, I mean, people, you also, I mean, as a working class or middle class people, we like to say middle class, but I feel like it's a facade. There is no such.
The middle class is actually the biggest trap there is.
It's a facade. It's a crazy
I'd actually rather be poor than middle class.
It's like top of the poor.
I'd rather jump from poor I'd rather jump from poor to rich and skip the whole middle class thing. Middle class is where a lot of people get trapped.
Of course.
But middle class is, look, we need an like the majority of our economies are built on middle class.
Yeah.
Like even now, if I have a vision for Kronstadt, I want to bring in employment for people that are going to be earning maybe 15,000 going up.
Yeah.
Because those people make economies run. You know why? They are borrowers.
They're borrowers, right?
Yeah, middle class is borrowing, and
the
whole for us to sustain the economy, we need people who are spenders. Middle class are consumers. They consume. You understand?
Yeah.
So for us to be sustainable as an economy, we need a strong middle class. But me personally, as a person, I'd rather skip middle class
and go straight to the top.
Also, middle class, I think, and I speak at a severe correction, but I think middle class are the ones that are actually in debt the most.
They are.
Because they're trying to...
And they pay more in taxes. They pay more in taxes.
So true.
I mean...
Trying to keep up with the lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Exactly. And
the lifestyle keeps upgrading, right?
Yeah.
And the bills really don't want to change their position. They're not gonna downgrade it. We're going with the inflation, right? I was just at Pick and Pay trying to buy cooking oil, and I was like, hell no. Is this how much cooking oil is costing now, right? But then I realized, oh man, they have to, right?
They have to.
What are they going to do? Unless I come up with better alternatives.
Yeah.
I mean, there are things that didn't go up alongside cooking oil, and they're probably healthier, right? Coconut oil, all of these things, right? So, I mean, in any economy, it shouldn't be too complicated. I think the economy as a subject, right?
Yeah.
It should be something, you don't need a whole year to finish it. That's why MBAs are so short, right? There's this one, like the concept of money itself, the concept of a salary, right? I mean, if you look at where it comes from, where it originates from, in Greek, in ancient Greece, right? It was just people bartering with salt, salary, salah, right? Salt was salah, right? And salt had more value than gold, right?
Yeah.
And hence the saying, you're not worth your weight in salt as a person, right? Because then they would do slave trades with salt, right? And salt was like,
salt was a commodity.
The biggest commodity then, right?
The biggest commodity.
Yeah,
I mean,
things are changing.
It also has preservatives, it had so many...
Yeah.
But there's a currency as well.
Oh yeah?
Wow, yeah.
So Moose, let's wrap it up. What does you say what would you say is your takeaway from tonight?
From tonight, my takeaway, I have a lot of things that I can take away. Touching from points of getting over imposter syndromes. Yeah, not really being tied to them. Like when you're in spaces, be in spaces, don't feel like you don't belong there.
Yeah.
Understand? Yeah. Start before you're ready.
Yeah.
Don't wait for perfect as well.
Yeah.
Those are my biggest takeaways.
Nice.
Yeah. What are your biggest takeaways?
What is yours? Mine is exactly what you were talking now about. Basically live below your means, live below your means even though you've made it, right? Remind yourself that I mean, there's no condition that is to fear, I've seen people who are so afraid of losing things, right? And I deal with them on a daily, politically, right? And they're so afraid that they do stupid things, They could come in here with customers and everybody and, they just make a scene to kind of, affirm that they don't really want to, I'm me, and you can see the fear in the eyes. You can see the fear.
You can feel it always.
Man, are you really afraid of that condition of not owning something,
or not having a title?
Yeah. Can't you remember how blissful it was before you had everything? It was once upon a time blissful, right? Yeah.
Living on less.
Yeah,
being content. Contentment is also another lesson.
I like
that's one of mine.
Yeah.
And I like practicing contentment.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that we touched on it because it just reaffirmed, what I believed in.
Yeah.
Coming back to living a simple life. And I really like. I appreciated the convo about the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes even with myself, I would stop myself from maybe having a certain conversation or reaching out to somebody.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what if they say, you know,
who am I to do that?
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
so I think it comes back to living life to the full.
Yeah.
And not being controlled by fear.
Yeah.
But being dominant in whatever space that I am in and being comfortable in that space.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So
and there's a quote that I read the other day. It says, the greatest risk to life is not. It says mediocrity is a bigger risk than failure.
Right.
Like living life being average, living life being the average Joe, is the greatest risk to failure.
Right.
As opposed to always being there and giving it your best and being dominant, like you say. So mediocrity is the biggest risk to failure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Mogul makings.
Mogul makings.